It's probably the most traumatic incident that any of them have ever been involved in here, to my knowledge. And some of them are still reeling a little bit. I think for the police officers, mostly, they felt helpless because they're 32 floors down. Most of them didn't have high-powered rifles that would be effective enough to do anything to neutralize the threat. And they have their sidearms. And one of the guys I talked to said, as soon as we figured out where it was coming from, I just put my gun back in my holster and just trying to get people to safety. So there was this helpless feeling that we really can't do anything about this. And the overwhelming numbers of people that needed help was pretty incredible also. And another officer I talked to had, basically just said, gosh, all we could do was take cover. And so I'm behind this barrier with a bunch of people, and the bullets are hitting the top of this cement block wall and chipping it off, and people are screaming. And he said, you're just sitting there and there's nothing you can do. It's just really frustrating. Finally, what he did, there was a big light. There was a mobile light unit that was lighting up the whole area, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to unplug that thing because I don't want him to be able to see down here. These lights just light us up like we're just under a magnifying glass. So he ran out, unplugged the thing so at least the light wasn't shining right on him, and sure enough, that did help in that instance. The shots at least stopped being fired right at them. They went somewhere else. As far as the officers themselves, we've done many different things in order to help the officers through this. One of the things that the chaplains did, we had a special event just for people who were actually working the event that night on overtime. There were about 40 officers that were working it. And this church sponsored it. They paid for the whole event, and it was a 2-hour event at Top Golf. And we just had everybody who was in the event could come and could bring one other person. And it was a relaxed atmosphere where they could have some fun, but they could also know that they could talk about the incident. All the resources that were available were shared with these individuals. And of course, Pete had done an outstanding program, an outstanding process of trying to get to all the officers and their family members that were affected by the tragedy and getting them to helpful resources. We had debriefings at every police station with psychologists as well as a Pete personnel and a chaplain. And basically they made their way around to everybody that they could.